One big question for you today, and I want your answer below. Is this guy a hero or a bully? Now, warning, there's a lot of graphic language in what I'm going to play for you, so just a heads up on that. You have this guy on the Venice boardwalk in Los Angeles, and these cops have arrived to deal with a growing homeless problem in the area. And so here's how these officers were treated by this one man in particular. Here we go.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car.
Yeah,
Get in the car. Get in the car.
I'm not going to move until you move.
Get in the car.
I need you to move away
Get
from
in
the
the
car.
car. Get in the car. I need you to get in the car.
Move away from the car.
Yeah, that's my
This is
car.
public space.
Get in the car, tough guy. Ha 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 ha. Get the fuck in the car, tough guy. Get the fuck in the car, tough guy. That's what I fucking thought. You fucking coward. You fucking coward.
Oh, man. I know the officer is kind of between a rock and a hard place. If you explode and tase them or something, they're going to post this all over social media without any context around it. But on the other hand, we're building a society, it seems, of people who think they're due all the respect without earning any of it, and that they can treat others, even people in the position of power like law enforcement might be, with absolutely zero dignity and treat them like crap.
You fucking get in the car too now, you fucking coward. Get the fuck out of here.
Now he goes over to the other officer. I'm going to bring up a second video here, this beach bro, who is some sort of social justice warrior who wants to make a name for himself. Again, we'll go to the homeless problem, what's really going on here, and I will absolutely skewer this argument that is being used that somehow this is an empathetic way to deal with things. But remember, is he a hero or is he a bully here?
Step back.
You step back.
Thank you.
You step back.
I want you to
You
move.
step back.
Move.
Well, you move.
Move.
You move.
I'm not moving.
You move.
I'm telling
I'm
you
not
to move.
moving. I'm not moving. Public space, bro. What's up?
Okay, don't spin my
Don't spin my face. Don't spin my face. Don't spin my face. You don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
My
Don't fucking
God.
Public safety, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
I'm not getting paid.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fucking car. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Stop
Oh, it's
fucking-
almost like he's harassing Hispanic officers. Someone should make a video about that.
Shooting people, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out, you losers. LAPD shot and killed some. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
You can't show them and show other people that this is how they can treat you. Do you think the officers did the right thing in this situation, or were they making themselves look too weak in front of the public at large? Let's go deeper into this. It all stems from what they're trying to do on the Venice boardwalk, which is clear out these homeless people. They are everywhere on the boardwalk. It is murdering businesses. People have spent their entire lives trying to save up and get everything ready and set for a business. Then they've been hit by the pandemic. And now what do they have? Well, they have homeless people who are engaging in violent activities, overdosing on drugs, and just bringing about some anarchy to this area, which is harming their business. Again, a second whammy, a double whammy after the first one that came with the pandemic. How are they greeted? Everybody's yelling at the cops who dare to show up to deal with this. We want to pretend that this is a giant emotional issue and we can just hug all the homeless people. And the most ignorant, down the rabbit hole argument from folks like this is, you know how you solve homelessness? Give them all homes. You don't understand. You're too foolish to know the dynamics of homelessness and what really is happening. And I'm going to show that to you in just a second, too. But this is how these officers are treated. They are, too, from the public's perspective, and these activists, young folks who are out here from their perspective, leave it alone. So the homeless people are killing each other. Let them do their thing. Let them run up and down the beach with these tents.
We can't ban. That is unconstitutional. Record that. Put it on the news.
No one ever knows what they're talking about. Everybody, people say unconstitutional, this, that. Homeless people do not have a constitutional right to live on the beach in a tent, on a public beach. You don't need to be a genius to figure this stuff out. It's almost like in Los Angeles County, homelessness is, I don't know, a significant problem.
Crisis in Southern California and particularly LA
crisis.
County expected to get much worse due to the devastating economic impact of the pandemic. But some city officials have unveiled an ambitious plan to tackle the problem. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes.
So what are they going to do? Well, plan after plan after plan comes out, and they're going to spend more and more money because it's catastrophic, this homeless situation in LA County in particular. Talk to any friend, loved one, anybody you have. If you know somebody in Los Angeles, first say, I'm sorry. Second of all, say, what's the biggest problem? They will answer homeless, homeless, and homeless, the top three problems that they're facing in LA County. But what do you do when you're supposed to both keep everybody safe and try to help out these businesses? And this is how you're treated when you show up to try to clean the area up. And yes, I said clean the area up because it's filthy and it's dangerous. But they're going to tell you, hey, what you don't understand, it was the financial and economic crush of the pandemic that put these people in this situation. Bullshit. Call them on it. It's not what happened here. The LA Times, that right-wing rag, had an article that I thought was finally dealing with this in a way that makes sense. And they said there's all of these studies out there that show what causes homelessness. But they did a real study where they weren't leaned in any way or guided by a motivation to get more donations from their database of funders. And they said, are many homeless people in LA mentally ill? New findings back the public's perception. You, the public, just like me, understand that mental illness and drug addiction are the major drivers of chronic homelessness. Now, there are people who are temporarily homeless, get their life back together, and rebuild. It happens from time to time. But chronic homelessness is largely because of mental illness and substance abuse. So here's what they say in the LA Times. Mental illness, substance abuse, and physical disabilities are much more pervasive in Los Angeles County's homeless population than officials have previously reported. The Times examined more than 4,000 questionnaires taken as part of this year's point-in-time count. They found 76%, 3 out of 4 individuals living outside of the streets reported being or were observed to be affected by mental illness, substance abuse, poor health, or physical disability. This is why we need some facilities to help them out if they're physically ill. We need things to help out people who are dealing with substance abuse. Long-term substance abuse can be treated in different ways, and mental illness. We wiped out asylums in this country, and we find ourselves in a position where we've got folks who are saying, no, just let them have the beach. So we see them crapping on sidewalks and wearing shopping bags for shorts. Literally saw a video of that happening with some poor young woman the other day because it's empathetic to deal with them this way and just let them do whatever they want and to bully these police officers who are trying to go out there and do something. The Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, which conducts the annual count, narrowly interpreted, seeing they did it on purpose, the data to produce much lower numbers. In its presentation of the results to elected officials earlier this year, the agency said, and again, this was very purposeful, only 29% of the homeless population had either a mental illness or substance abuse disorder, and therefore 71% did not have a mental illness or substance abuse disorder. Well, guess what? They lied about the data. The Times, however, found that 67%, almost 7 out of 10 homeless people, had a mental illness or a substance abuse disorder. It is absolutely rampant, and it's the reason for this. And until somebody has the balls to tackle that and not to bully around police officers like you're some sort of moral he-man, then we will continue to have this problem. And yours is not the empathetic argument. The empathetic argument is to deal with these issues head on and not bully around a police officer or two and get cheers from whatever, the online hordes. Meanwhile, this is Venice Beach, as I said. They're saying there's a disaster unfolding in the Venice neighborhood of Los Angeles. Don't call it a housing crisis. The term ignores what residents see every day, the profound, deleterious impacts of drugs, overdoses, and mental health issues. Once again, these people are pretending it's all poverty, it's the pandemic, it's the economics of the situation. It's goddamn capitalism. That's what they're going to tell you. They're full of it. It's bullshit. Call them out on it every single time. What that shows is not a housing crisis, but a crisis of government and leadership. Our mayor, this is again the LA Times, city council members and county supervisors have abdicated their responsibilities and put us in this situation. Now, they plan to spend billions and billions of dollars. But in the meantime, you've got violence on the rise. Violent crime up 64%, robberies up 150%, burglaries 93%, grand theft auto up 56%, and on and on and on it goes. And on and on and on it goes. And no one wants to handle this because they believe you can hug them into a better place. Meanwhile, the Washington Examiner says the added police presence was probably the reason for a slight decrease in crime compared to a few months ago, but it's still violent. And they go on with some other details. Vicious attacks continue on a regular basis, turning into viral videos. Last month, a 70-year-old man was punched by a homeless resident and knocked unconscious, receiving head injuries. But let him stay on the beach and yell at the cops. Other homeless operate chop shops for stolen bicycles or have open flames that have resulted in fires that burned down several buildings, again going after the business owners. The fire department told us that we have to allow flames for them to cook. A guy brought out his big giant barbecue, and he was running a restaurant on the beach and stinking up our block. Many of the homeless, key point right here, key point. Many of the homeless come from other cities because they like living at the beach. They do not want the restrictions on drugs and alcohol imposed by the shelters. There are shelters. They can go there, but they want to do drugs and they want to get drunk, and you can't do that at the shelters. Los Angeles made national news in March for clearing a homeless encampment in Echo Park, and many of those people now live in Venice, and they move from one place to another until you actually deal with it. And the celebrity outlook on this is crap like this from Will Smith's kid, Jaden Smith. Opening up a restaurant to feed unhoused people in Los Angeles. If you're not homeless, not only do you have to pay, but you have to pay for more than the food's worth so you can pay for the person behind you. It's like, okay. Okay, you got it. You got it. You need asylums to deal, or asylum-like facilities to deal with people with major mental health issues. You need to get people away from their addictions. And some of that is going to be impossible. Sometimes the only way to clear somebody's system out, to get them off alcohol, to get them free from drugs for a little while, to get them another shot at life through a bit of sobriety that brings them there, is to put them behind bars for a little while. I've seen it with my very own eyes. And that actually can drag people out of homelessness. So if we're going to spend, like Los Angeles will do in their city loan, or the mayor of Los Angeles is setting, the $11.2 billion budget for the 21-22 fiscal year, $11.2 billion, $1 billion going to the homeless crisis. And then good luck, because you send out the cops, and this is how they're treated.
Get in the car. Get in the car. I need you to get in the car.
Away from the car.
This is public space.
Hero or a bully?
Ha 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 ha! Get the fuck in the car, tough guy! Get the fuck in the car, tough guy! That's what I fucking thought, you fucking coward!
You know, the new bullies look a whole lot like the old bullies. The political affiliations may have changed somewhere along the way, but it kind of blows my mind that you have this kind of behavior out there, and this is the best we can do. I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts on this. I really want to hear what you have to say. Counter arguments, if you agree with me, if you think the police officer should handle this differently, what you think should be done with this moron right here, and how you think you can tackle the homeless crisis. All that in hopefully a very robust comment thread today. Please spread the word. Hit the share button to make sure more of your friends see this and comment on it, and build this community. And if you're new around here, at facebook.com/thenewsjunkie, hit that follow button for videos just like this every single day. Over on youtube.com, hit subscribe. I appreciate you watching this video. I honestly do. And we'll talk to you again real soon.